like we mentioned, a full slate of games last night. We got more to talk about. Starting off with the Blazers' overtime win, 134-133, in a game where they were up by, 18 points or so with 5 minutes to go?
One of my biggest pet peeves in the NBA and just basketball in general is when a team is up and they're playing not to lose. It's like 5 minutes left. I understand you got the lead, but just trying to dribble the ball out and just not even trying to get the best shot on possessions and still,
playing not to lose makes you oftentimes lose.
Because all the Kings did was play hard for the last 5 minutes, and it caught them back into the game, and they almost took this home. Luckily, the Blazers got a foul call down the stretch, and they took it home with like 0.4 seconds. But this is a game you could have lost, and this would have been one of the worst losses on the season because it's like this. How do you lose this game?
Do you think that was a foul on Russ?
I don't know. It was a bunch of bodies in the way. Yeah. So it's just like it could go 50-50.
Because initially they called it on Keon Ellis, and then they went back to review to see if the foul was committed in enough time. But Keon Ellis wasn't even really close to even fouling him. But then it was a foul on Russ, and I'm like, y'all should might as well just have not called a foul then. If y'all don't even know who y'all calling it on. Yeah,
that's how I always feel about the late game. Unless it's like super clear, it should usually just be the no call. But
yeah, and I just hate when the refs get involved in a bang play like that when there's like 0.1 second. Like if he missed a shot, he missed a shot, the game over. I don't think we got to call fouls that late. The Kings was so deflated because they bench was on the floor celebrating. Like they was all happy. And then for the ref to keep blowing their whistle, being like that was a foul, I'm like, bro, that's got us hurt.
This game take forever.
It was a point in the Pelicans-Rockets game where they was about to go to the monitor, and they was like, "That there's no need." And I remember Antonio.
He was like, "I love it. I love great call.
Let's play ball.
Let the players decide the game."
Exactly. I think that's how you should let it happen sometimes. Down the stretch in those last few seconds, unless it's clear cut, let the players determine the game.
Like that. The Warriors lost a game, the lowest scoring game, what feels like in decades, 99-98. And it's not a ton to say that haven't been said about the Warriors yet.
I want to apologize to P because P was on his rant and I was telling him, chill. I still don't want to see Steph Curry go. Never. I always want to see him as a Warrior. But that, again, Jimmy frustrates me.
And this is a really good Jimmy game.
There's parts in the game where I'm just like, begging, Jimmy, can you do a little bit more? There's a little bit more. But otherwise, I also just don't like AirPods, and the other guys just always don't seem like they on the same page. It's just too much going on over there. This team is just not good.
This
frankly.
team has always, in the Steph Curry era, been a high turnover team. But the way they've been able to supplement that is that the offense was so potent that they can afford to. They just lost the game by 1 point where they gave up 30 points off turnovers.
That's crazy, man.
30. And the game before this, Draymond had 8 turnovers by himself, and they were just straight up just awful turnovers. And the thing that surprised me the most about this game, before we move on to the next one, is when Jonathan Kuminga got off the bench. I thought he was done. I thought it was over. He played in this game 10 minutes, and it went exactly as you kind of expected it to go. So I don't know what the move is for them. The man Steph Curry said he didn't want to go out like the way Kobe did by being on bad teams. Unfortunately, he's on his road to doing that.
Unless he requests a trade, which
I don't think he's going to do. I think that clip, a lot of Warrior fans got their panties in a bunch. Nobody thinks Steph Curry is requesting a trade. It was more of like a hyperbolic statement of just saying how poor this season has gone and just what it looks like. Usually there's a sliver of hope of like, hey, they ain't playing their best ball because, they resting the guys here and there. Jimmy and Steph and Draymond sometimes sit it, but it's like, nah.
There's really no pivot either.
Yeah.
There's no pivot from this. There's no other star coming in the door. You don't really have many flippable assets. Kuminga's value.
Who was a flippable asset.
Yeah, now no one really going to want him because you kind of put him in the doghouse, so you're not going to get anything for him.
Then you propped up AirPods like he was the next guy. It was like he was untradeable or something like that when they was pushing
in the Larry market. Oh, and Draymond did that thing too.
Now it's like we laugh at that.
Yeah.
Like you put him in a package, we decline it.
Yeah, it's a few different crossroads over the last couple of years. Or like, what is it, where you can go one way or another? It feel like they picked the wrong way multiple times. The Larry marketing thing. I guess they got unfortunate in that Kevin Durant was like, don't trade for me, because that was on the table, I guess. And now we're at this where like half of their roster is extremely old and the other half of the roster is young. but they're trash. It's like there's
I wonder
really
what
no
would have
balance.
happened if they did trade for Kevin Durant.
I think they'd be
He probably would
better.
have pulled a Kawhi.
And what that
Western
means?
just left after his contract was up.
No. I mean, if he didn't say that.
Oh, then they probably definitely do trade for him.
According to the Starting Five documentary, that trade was like happening,
Yeah.
and Kevin Durant's like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to gut up the whole team. But what was the whole team?
I have no idea
Yeah,
because the guys, none of them performing. Whoever would have been in that trade.
Shout out to the Suns, man. They got a better package, I think.
With the
Dylan Brooks
Dylan
and
Brooks is
Green.
better than
Yeah.
anything that was traded for Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
Even though he out here clotheslining our goats. The Lakers won the game.
We did. For the Lakers,
Luka's such a Chico, man.
he is.
It don't even make sense.
45, 11, and
These are
14, am I reading
He
that
just
right?
puts up video game
Would you
type
believe
numbers.
me if I told you he was traded?
I still don't believe it to this
No,
day.
I wouldn't believe you. Still, it just don't make sense to trade someone that puts up 45, 11, and
Would you believe me
14
if I
and
told
5
you
steals.
after I told you that he was traded, he didn't force himself to be traded? You know, because some players
Yeah.
of his stature or that good, they force their way out. He didn't.
he was just at the crib playing Overwatch and got the notification.
He actually had just bought a new house.
Yeah.
He was getting comfortable.
Yeah.
He thought he was so good that he was so secure that he can go buy a brand new house for $20 million.
Hey, I would
was
do the same
traded the
thing if
day
I
after.
was him.
If I would have did that, what would you have called me?
An idiot.
What else?
An idiot. Times two.
Okay.
What's the clip? He's an idiot. Is the Kevin Durant
Kevin Durant talking about marquee.
and damn, somehow ended up being the Mavericks again.
Another great game for
Dang.
Luka. For the Lakers, it's just hot. Can we find a little bit better ways to start the game with a little bit more energy? Giving up almost 80 points in a half, it's just not a good recipe for a team with aspirations like this.
JJ's been preaching about the defense, and I just don't know where y'all find it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think
They had the
this-
meeting, right? Him and LeBron.
Yeah.
And,
We always turn it up
said
in the
he
fourth,
told
though.
LeBron and Luka that he wants them to be better on the defensive side.
and
of the
Luka
ball.
had 5 steals. Let's go.
If you're looking at stocks here,
If you're looking at just that and not watching the game, it's a win. A win is a win. 135 to the Jazz without Larry Marketing is nuts.
yes.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Shout
I
out
just
to
think
Isaiah
it's-
Collier, though.
It's crazy, man. I go like probably like halfway mentally checked out.
They say,
Because,
hey,
like,
is
he's-
Keontae George playing All-Star basketball? I ain't the one to ask. I'll be watching golf YouTube.
I be
videos.
watching golf YouTube videos.
It's
now.
so crazy that his checked out is still can be 20 whatever. How many he ended up with? 28, 10, and 7. Yeah, but I don't watch film on no player no more.
This is a
It's
guy.
super
that-
crazy because they was telling me he was washed.
Yeah.
He got to the foul line for the first time this season.
That one game had y'all talking crazy.
It was more than a game.
He didn't get. We talked about it because
He-
he didn't get the 10 points.
He didn't get 10 points. But it wasn't like, he was just casually out there.
I still
He
don't
was
like
trying
that,
for that
I
10
still don't like that
points.
y'all was talking about GOAT like that.
I was saying let's be patient.
He had went down and he was on the floor for
I
a
was
little
saying
bit.
he just wasn't an All NBA player anymore, which I think is still the case.
If that's what you would have had straight up, flat out said, I wouldn't even be talking to you right now.
I think there's a chance that he fell off.
Boom.
I mean, if you fell off and you're getting 28, 10, and 7, that's a hell of a fall off.
Hell of a fall off. For you to go, the fall off though, it's not as much as
He
somebody
could
that's
play
the ninth
5
man.
more years, honestly.
He could, but then again, golf.
Yeah. He golfing in season.
Did y'all see he put a simulator in his house?
No,
I'm surprised he didn't already have
That's
it.
what I
too.
was thinking too.
Me too.
I feel
probably
like
got
when
so
you just
much
got that
space.
It's
much
been a
money,
waste of money at first to him, I guess.
Yeah.
But you're right. His house so big, you got to fill up space.
you got to fill up space.
Just doing shit.
He definitely
parts of
got
the
some
house that
stuff
he
in his
probably
house he
doesn't
just
even
don't
visit.
need. Or,
You think so?
I feel like some of them that have houses so big that they don't even probably go to some of those parts of the house.
I feel that.
That's scary to me. Unless somebody else is going to that part of the house.
True, probably. Like they
Because like you
chefs.
got a part of the house nobody goes to.
Somebody could be living there. You wouldn't
yeah,
even know.
they squatting in your house.
I mean, it's a $52 million mansion.
Yeah, Derek, you're right.
I'm
There's
looking at
parts of that
pictures like,
mansion
yeah.
you never even touched before.
It's almost like the GTA mansion I bought. We was getting lost in there. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I guess he got 2 mansions.
Hey man,
But then
I
again,
mean-
this place is saying $70 million. All right, I don't know who right and who wrong.
a $70 million house.
Hey,
I be thinking it's crazy when they say 9.7 million.
Yeah.
But a
70
$70 million?
9 bedrooms, 11 baths, a gym, a theater, a
It's probably
spa.
75 too. They worked them down to
70
70.
for 9 bedrooms?
I think Jay-Z and Beyonce just bought the most expensive house in LA. It was like $200 million.
Does it have 30 rooms or does it have 8?
I don't
This
know.
better be a hotel.
Yeah, exactly.
My God.